Later on today, I have a great honor and privilege, but man, it's gonna test me. So here's what's happening. The Grammys are happening later this week, and as most of you know, there have been wildfires ravaging Los Angeles, California. And by the way, let's not politicize this. The wildfires are happening because Los Angeles, California, Southern California, is a desert. That area of the country has not had rain in 11. I actually think they got rain for the first time a few days ago, but prior to these fires, they haven't gotten rain in 11 months. It's a long time to go without rain. It's a dry climate. It is a desert, a literal desert. And there's something called the Santa Ana winds. Now, there's a Santa Ana Valley, which is literally a valley created by two different mountain ranges. And when the air collides in Northern California with the air over Arizona, it creates a spin, like a cycle. And that air gets funneled down the Santa Ana Valley and picks up speed. By the time it reaches California, they refer to it as the Santa Ana winds, and it can be upwards of 100 miles an hour. So when you add fire with 100-mile-an-hour winds, this is not because California ran out of water. This is not because California didn't take care of their water. There's no spigot you can turn on to make the water happen. I could literally give every fireman in the state of California access to whatever fire hydrants they need, and it still wouldn't put the fires out because the wind is raging so much that it just would overtake it. And we need to remember sometimes that Mother Nature wins, period. Mother Nature wins. So all the politicians politicizing this, shut up. It is ridiculous. But aside from that, lots of people lost their homes. And the Grammys are happening later this week, and there's an event called Hollywood and Mine, where I'm going to go and speak to people about how to overcome trauma and how to deal with changes, because so many people lost their homes and lost everything they own. And I want to talk about how you get through things like this. So welcome back to the aha moments, where every day I share the lessons I've learned in my work as a psychotherapist and in my life to inspire you to live your very best life. Of course, I'm your host, Elliott Connie. And so on the surface, the first thing I have when I think about this is I don't know. I don't know how to get through this. It's not like I'm going to give somebody some sort of thing like, oh, make sure you do this, this, and this, and you're going to be able to recover from losing everything that you own. When I go to California, I go there very often. I stay with a friend's family. Her name is Christina, and she's got a wonderful husband named Darcy and three great kids. And these are amazing people. And I was at their home, and I had a meeting to go to in Stockton, California, which is about a 5 hours drive north of LA. So I drove to this meeting, and then the next day is when the fires broke out. I just happened to leave right before the fires broke out. And while I was in Northern California, I heard about these fires. So I reached out to my friend, like, is everybody okay? Are you guys safe? And they said, yeah, we're safe because the winds are blowing the other way, but other people in Los Angeles are being devastated, including my brother, right? Or including my sister and brother-in-law who lost their home. It burned down to the ground. And I was just like, whoa, this is real. And then I started seeing on the news, tens of thousands of people lost their homes and burned down to the ground. And what do you do in that situation? And the simple answer is whatever you have to, as best as you can, and let it take as long as it needs to, right? That's the real simple answer. It is okay to struggle. It is okay to grieve objects. You're not really grieving objects. You're grieving the life that was before, that legitimately may never be the same. Los Angeles is so cost prohibitive to live in that some people of substantial financial means are deciding that they cannot afford to rebuild in Los Angeles and they're going someplace else. And I would say, give yourself permission to grow and be this newer version of you, whether that's someone that resides outside of Los Angeles, California or not. Just give yourself permission to be what you need to be, when you need to be it, how you need to be it. It's going to take as much time as it needs to, and it's going to be a hard journey. I think what becomes hard is we get in situations like this, and it's like, I gotta be who I once was, and I gotta recover, and I gotta hurry up. And no, that's not true. You don't have to be who you were. You can move to another area and be perfectly fine. It is okay for you to live someplace else on the other side of these difficulties. It might not be fun, but you can do it. Like you can do that. And it's going to take however long that it takes. And I'm going to talk to them about supporting themselves, being kind to themselves, and how to attend to their mental health as they're going through these hardships. It's going to be a very challenging thing, and I can't wait to be there just because I love people and I want to show up for them. But that's what I get to do today. And it's funny, we're making this podcast this week and the topic is navigating change. And I'm talking about, viewing yourself as capable and all those things. And I think that is actually more important in situations like this than ever before, because you really are capable. You just have to give yourself permission to be exactly that. So as you go through the challenges that you're going to face in your life, whether they're wildfires or not, how are you going to attend to your mental health as you do so? Thanks for being here. If you wouldn't mind doing me a super huge favor, I would love it if you would share this podcast with at least one person in your life that you think could benefit from hearing this message today. And also don't forget to subscribe on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else you listen to your podcast. And also follow me on all of the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky. You can search for my name, Elliott Connie, or at Elliott Speaks. That's my handle across all platforms. Can't wait to see you tomorrow.